Wherever you find yourself today, you probably have a job in one of three areas, the three M's. It's either a menial job, it's a manual job, or it is a mental job, okay? And remember, whatever your job is, whether you like it or not, it was your choice. And remember that we are masters of our decisions, but slaves of our choices. Welcome to another episode of Self-Employed Success Secrets, Wednesday edition with me, your host Marcus. On today's episode, we're going to talk about the lowdown, the full, or a good indication, a good description of the skinny on menial, manual, and mental labor, okay? And now if you find yourself in any one of these three jobs, remember, you only have yourself to blame. And same way you willed yourself into it, you can will yourself out of it. Also, to stay tuned for the very end for a surprise. Okay, so let's first talk about menial labor. Now, this is labor that doesn't require a lot of skill and doesn't have a lot of prestige, doesn't have a lot of social value. And that's really important because a lot of people, they feel that their job doesn't have social value, doesn't buttress their status in some respect. They're gonna be disrespected by people. And this oftentimes leads to social isolation. People will feel bad if they work at McDonald's or if they're a janitor. They won't want to go out and socialize because the first thing people ask is, oh, what do you do? So if you find yourself in a menial job, you can get out of it, but we'll get into that in a minute. And the secret on this video is really investing time and finding the right time for the job you want to do based on what you want, not what society wants. Okay, so let's talk about a menial job. And I'll start off. So I've had a menial job when I was in college. I worked the desk at the library. I literally had to do was go collect books and go scan books and help people with very small things with their account. That was it. And I would sit there for like 6 hours. Very boring. It was terrible. But that's the example of a menial job. The value of a menial job. Remember, as they say, fools know the price of everything, but the value of nothing, okay? And so fools know the price of everything, but the value of nothing. Use these jobs, whether you like them or not, to put you somewhere else, okay? If you don't like your menial job, use it to get a manual job. If you don't like your manual job, use it to get a mental job. If you don't like your mental job, use it to become self-employed, okay? Use these jobs as assets to help you move forward, okay? So I had a menial job. The value of that job was that it makes you motivated to be like, I want a job that is more mentally stimulating. That's actually sort of a challenge. And having that job was like, I'm gonna do something, okay? So menial jobs are usually the lowest paid, the lowest fulfilling, and the most soul-sucking, okay? You wanna avoid menial jobs. If you have a menial job, use it as motivation to get to the next thing, okay? Next is manual labor, where it's labor that involves more physical toil than other jobs. It'd be like being a farmer, or like for me, I had a manual job. I had to move ice. One day I was working at a catering company in college. I had to move ice. We had to go to this horse park at like 7 a.m., 6 a.m. And for like an hour, 45 minutes, we had to take ice from the truck to the place. We had to unload it at the horse park, and it was my hands were so red. I remember that day. It was super cold. There was a bunch of ice, and once again, it was motivating. Got to get out of this place. So use these manual jobs, these menial jobs. This job is not to rag on any particular form of work. It just is. Some manual jobs are really enjoyable, like being an electrician. It's just what works best for you. You don't have to follow society's template. Society's imperial request to do what makes them happy. Do what makes you happy. That's going to help people. If that's being an electrician, if that's being a fisherman, that's a manual job. Or if it's being an engineer, which leads to our next point, the mental labor, okay? Mental labor. Also, too, one quick note on manual labor is that the thing about manual labor is that it's interesting. You make a decent amount doing manual labor, but the cool thing about manual labor, well, another valuable tip about it is that you can get a workout in. You don't have to exercise at the gym after. Like if you lay bricks, or if you have a moving company, anything like that can help. So, the purpose of this video is let each one be a motivation to the next thing, but also see the hidden value in these things, okay? Your dissatisfaction in your job can lead to better things. Okay, most people hate their job, so this can help. And also go to mental labor. Like think of an engineer, think of a lawyer. These are the people who spend most of their time comes from their mind. Manual labor, most of your work is done with your hands, and a lot of jobs are both, where they have a lot of mental and manual part, but most have a skew where like 70% of the work is either with their hands or with their body, or 70% with their minds. For me, it's your mind. And it's really kind of a staircase. You go from menial to manual to mental. You don't always have to go that way, but it tends to go that way. These are all things to help you, you know. The thing about mental jobs is that they're very safe and they're usually high paying, but they have a ceiling. And all these professions have pros and cons. So the menial is very easy. If you want an easy job, you want easy money, there's plenty of menial jobs you can do. Work at a call center. Or you can be a greeter somewhere. Very menial, very easy, but you won't get paid anything. The problem is when you want an easy job and a lot of money, it doesn't happen that way. Someone told me this when I was in college, that if you want to make a decent amount of money, do something hard. Okay, do something that's difficult that other people don't want to do, and it's true. So yeah, and so if you find yourself in a menial job, use it as motivation. You know, someone rags you, you work at McDonald's and they sneer at you, they chide you for working at McDonald's, use it as motivation. And if you work a manual job and you're like, my body's getting beat up, you know, use it as motivation to get a mental job. If you have a mental job, you're like, this is great, I'm safe, I'm making a lot of money, but I want to do more and become a business. There's all these different steps you can take. Okay, but just use it as motivation, and understand that, you know, you can do this. You know, you're the master of your decisions, but you are the slave of your choices. Make a good choice. You can change your career in a very short amount of time. So just consider that today, on this Wednesday, as you decide, you know, what to do with your life, and as you learn and grow, just know that there's a hidden value to what you're doing, the type of labor you're doing, and that there's a hidden motivation in it if you look at it, due to the pros and cons. Okay, and this leads to today's secret, which is you gotta take the good with the bad. Okay, I had a roommate used to always say that you gotta take the good with the bad. There's good and bad sides to menial, manual, and mental labor. Okay, honestly, in my opinion, the best is mental, because it's the safest and it makes the most money, and it's fairly easy. But the thing about it is that it takes a while to get there. Manual, I would say, is the second best, because like you can make a decent amount. It's riskier in terms of the safety, but it can give you a good workout. So manual labor is fine, but menial I think is the worst. I think avoid menial jobs if you can. These are jobs low pay, low enjoyability, and high irritability. So yeah. And remember, lastly, as always, unsuccessful people make decisions based on their current situations, but successful people make decisions based on where they want to be. If you want to be successful, evaluate your current job position. If you don't like it, use it as motivation, see the hidden value in it to go to the next one. Okay, bye.